football night in Riverside brings us to the River Valley League for a matchup of unbeaten. 6-0 Ramona against 6-0 Norte Vista from Ramona High School once again. Alongside Ramona Hall of Famer Jeff Gorham, my name's Gazelle Husson, and Jeff, Ken Mashinsky and the Rams, like Bill Murray in 1984, they've walked the razor's edge. September, they went 3-0. Those 3 wins by a total of 10 points. They released the Hounds, though, last week when the calendar changed to October. 56-3 over La Sierra. Their offensive line, they figured it out. 12 straight wins for the Rams, and their running game is clicking. We all know about Sincere Tolbert. He's nearly got 1,000 yards despite missing that first game against John W. North. But how about quarterback Cody Shiner averaging 7 yards a carry? How about their change of pace back Lorenzo Sims averaging more than 8 yards a pop? He had 94 yards last week in the win against La Sierra. They're right where they want to be moving, and Ken Mashinsky has some extra weapons in the running game, using the whole Buffalo, if you will.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sims is that guy. He's the question mark that I have. I think he could be the playmaker that could be the difference in this ball game.
All right, moving over to Norte Vista and the Braves. Speaking of close games, Ken Batdorf's squad, their last 4 wins, Jeff, have been by just 1 score. 4 wins by 22 points, and they have a 5-2 win all-time. Ken Batdorf does over Ken Mashinsky. You know, Coach Mush is thinking about that, but Norte Vista has gone undefeated in River Valley League play in 5 of the last 8 years. You know, Coach Batdorf wants to make that 6 out of the last 9. Here's the intriguing twist for Norte Vista. Their average margin of victory this year, a tick under 11 points. Last year, margin of victory in their 9 wins, Jeff, 28 points. What's that about? Is their defense a little bit stouter, or are they playing a tougher schedule?
Well, you know, I think part of it is they're trying to change the way they play offensively. They've always had great runners, but they've tried to utilize that throwing game. Bolander has been very good, and that's what I think Ken Batdorf has done in the preseason. He's thrown the ball a lot more than we've seen him.
All right, it's the Battle of the Kens here tonight. You see the T-shirt right there. It's the Rams and the Braves. Ramona against Norte Vista coming up next. The CIF on Riverside TV. You are looking live at Ramona High School. Here come the Braves. The Rams already out on the field. And a little huffing going on between these 2 River Valley League rivals. In the booth, my name is Gazelle Husson, along with Ramona Hall of Famer Jeff Gorham. And it seems kind of silly, Jeff. It's just started October. We're 11 days into October. It's the 2nd week of league play, but this could be the game that decides the River Valley League title between Ramona and Norte Vista. Both undefeated, both playing the best football in the league right now.
Well, it really truly is. The league championship comes tonight because, hey, Norte Vista's already taken care of their other foe, Patriot, and this is for all the marbles. This really is the game that everybody is circling on the calendar. Whoever wins this is going to be the outright River Valley League champion.
Yeah, after today, 3 games left for the Braves at Rubidoux, home against at La Sierra. It'll be at Norte Vista High School, and then they play Jurupa Valley. We may have that one at the end. We may have that one here on Riverside TV, but they've already gotten over Patriot, and now the battle against Ramona. They've dominated Ramona in recent years. They've won 4 of the last 5, and Coach Batdorf is 5-2 against Ken Mashinsky, as Abraham Saldana will tee it up to kick it away for Norte Vista. But you know this is always going to be a tough one. And last year, Norte Vista handled Ramona, but after that, Ramona fire lit under them, and they ended up winning not only a CIF title, but a state title.
Yeah, and this is really, the only thing they're missing is that outright River Valley League championship.
Daniel from the 14. Jordan Daniel on the return. Over the 40 and finally wrestled away. Still on his feet, spins away. And then Chavez comes in and gets some help and knocks him down. They'll mark it. Looked like it was a 42. A flag comes in. We'll see what the flag's going to be. First down for Ramona. They'll start it off. Their quarterback at the controls, Cody Shiner. We talked about it in the open. They're in the mark at the 39-yard line. Must have just picked up the flag then. We talked about their offensive line finally starting to kind of get it together. Sincere Tolbert comes in with 897 yards on the year. First down. Tolbert, and he gets strung out. In on the tackle was Fabian Rubalcava, also there. Dave Iosefa for Norte Vista. Second down coming up.
Yeah, and if you are Norte Vista, I mean, you really have to take away Sincere Tolbert. You can't give him one of those games where it's just going to get everybody going. So if you can stop him and force Shiner to throw the football, that is what Ken Batdorf wants to do, because he has a very athletic secondary.
Did it last year. They held Tolbert to 59 yards. Shiner looking over the middle. Complete. Dylon Tolbert with the catch at about the 45, and then a cavalcade shows up. So Tolbert up to the 48-yard line, I guess. Very close to a first down. They're short by about a yard.
And I think that is where the Rams could flourish tonight if they can get those quick passes, because Novi is going to run the house at Shiner. If they can get those catches in space, they could cause some problems. For
third
Novi.
and short coming up. 2 by 2 in the near slot. Sims split out to the near side. Long. And the ball's on the turf. Who's got it? Norte Vista says they have it, and they do. First mistake, the turnover by Ramona.
And that's definitely what you can't do if you are Ramona. We saw Ramona a few times this year, and that's one thing they've been able to do quite well over the year, especially under Ken Mashinsky, is they've been able to protect the football, and that's one thing you can't give Norte Vista, especially in Novi territory.
11th takeaway for the defense of Norte Vista. Here comes Bolander to the line of scrimmage. Elaine, the tailback. Split out to the far side is Jordan Rivas. Murillo shuttling into motion. They'll give to Elaine. Elaine kind of stripping his way through, and he'll get maybe 3 on the play. That's Dreddy Elaine. Third in line behind his brothers, Freddie Holly and Eddie Elaine.
And those big boys up front. In fact, Dennis Pope did a nice article about those guys. The O-line and tight ends, they are probably the best Ken Batdorf has had in his tenure here at Norte Vista High School.
Sanchez, Velasco, Huerta, Rayo, Corey. Throw Sosa in there along with Rodriguez. The 2 tight ends for Norte Vista. Second down. Give to Dreddy Elaine inside the 40. Barrios stepping up for Ramona. Stops him at about the 37-yard line. Brings up third down. This will be very close. Third and about 1. So a 5-yard pickup on the play for Elaine. Defensively, Ramona has also been very good. We always talk about their fundamental soundness in terms of how they tackle, Jeff.
Yeah, Ramona is the best fundamentally sound defensive team we've seen. But look at the Jaden Henderson matchup. I think that'll be a good one.
First man through, pounding up is Murillo. I'm sorry, that's Costello. He'll have the first down. Isaac Costello, the senior, also a leader on the defensive side. He'll pound up to the 35-yard line. 3-yard pickup by Costello. Move the sticks.
Yeah, Henderson coming back in. Watch number 8. If you are Norte Vista, this is a pretty good defensive matchup, especially with Jordan Daniel. I saw that matchup earlier. Let's see if they continue to do that.
So Rivas split out to the far side. That's Henderson in the far slot for Norte Vista. The pitch to Rodriguez, and Davion Higgins there for the tackle. Maybe 1.5 yards on the play. The shovel, I guess that's technically a forward pass to Ryan Rodriguez. So give a completion to Bolander for about 2 yards, second down. Jeff mentioned the big boys up front. David Sanchez, Giovanni Velasco, Ryan Huerta, Kevin Rayo, Joey Corey. And then we always talk about Hugo Sosa,
the tight end. The other tight end is Ryan Rodriguez. Second down. Bolander looking to throw. He'll throw to the near side. Jaden Henderson, the intended receiver. It'll fall incomplete on the coverage. Jordan Daniel for Ramona.
Hey, there's the stickers, Gazal. We were talking about stickers last week. Mm-hmm. He's got stickers on his helmet. I haven't seen those in a while. Maybe Ken Batdorf is listening to me. Tonight's the Battle of the Kens. We really haven't mentioned it. It's a big deal here. Raising money for cancer awareness. It's a pink. Everybody's wearing pink today.
Yeah, pink game.
Is my shirt pink? I thought it was off-white, but apparently it's pink.
Third down. Play action. Bolander looking down the field. It's complete to Saldana. Steps out of bounds inside the 15. First down.
Saldana caught the ball. He didn't know where to go. He says, no one's near me.
They'll mark him to the 13-yard line. Sorry, the 12-yard line. So a 22-yard pickup on the play. Saldana with the reception. First and 10 from the 12. Inside handoff to Henderson, maybe to the 10.
Yeah, Bolander throwing the fake to Elaine and dumping it off the left hand to Henderson.
So they mark him to the 11. Look, Sanchez unavailable today, so they've moved some guys around on the offensive line. Huerta, Corey still in there. Rayo still in there, as is Velasco. We'll find out the fifth man momentarily. Dreddy Elaine, flag comes in. He gets inside the 10 to about the 7.
Yeah, this looks like it'll be a hold.
So it'll come back the other way.
If you get a chance as well offensively, look at number 88, Ryan Rodriguez, the 6'3", 300-pounder. Coach Batdorf really talks highly of this young man. I see him walking across campus. Smart kid, good grades. But, man, I just sit and watch highlights on Huddle of that young man, and he just destroys guys. Even I or yourself, Gazal, could get 100 yards running behind him.
Ken Batdorf said that.
Batdorf could maybe get 50.
Daniel Real is the replacement for David Sanchez, who's unavailable tonight for Norte Vista. Second down. Bolander looking to the end zone for Henderson. In and out of his hands, incomplete. One-on-one coverage out there. Jordan Daniel brings up third down.
And that's going to be the matchup all night on Henderson and Jordan Daniel. That was a good pass. Good throw there by Bolander.
Good protection. Rolling left. And he got what he wanted. He got the one-on-one. Definitely catchable. Good job by Daniel to have position there. Third down. Penalty moved it back. Need to get to the 2-yard line for a first down. Bolander to throw. Here comes pressure. He's going to run it. Bolander, see where they mark it, inside the 10. Very close to a first down, but he won't get it. Look like Arteaga may have him. They're going to mark it just short of the first down. That's a good run.
That was a great run. But
he
yeah,
did 19, he got 18.
Looks like he was a little shook up after getting up there. He took a shot going out of bounds.
So watch here. Aki Arteaga looks like he may get him, but he gets past him. And then Troy Long knocks him down. It looked like maybe it was around the 5. They marked it to the 2.
Hey, Troy Long is one of those guys. I mean, he didn't play any offense in that game we saw the last game against Poly.
Until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and then in the fourth quarter he came in on offense. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, didn't play any offense last week either against La Sierra. I talked to Ken Mashinsky before the game. Said, yeah, kind of held him off on the offense. But obviously he's out there today on both sides of the football. Well, we'll get a chance to talk about Battle of the Kens. We got the T-shirts made up. If you want one, let us know. We'll get you one.
Yes, I can tell you right now how you get this. And if you go to, well, let me take a look here. Amelia Herring that did this for us.
If we don't get a shot up during the game, we'll definitely get a shot up during the pep rally.
Yes, we definitely will. But great T-shirts here for the Ken Batdorf Pink Out. They're Ken dolls, and we also have a trophy to give out to the winner of tonight's inaugural. I shouldn't say it's inaugural, but it's the first time we're doing the Battle of the Kens trophy.
4th down and 1 coming up. Here we go. This is Rodriguez and Murillo in motion. Here's the toss to Dreddy Lane. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Norte Vista. So the fumble converted into a score. Dreddy Lane takes it in with 5:43 to play in the first quarter. A little bit of ball control by Novi. It's kind of their bread and butter, and they're up 6-0.
Took some time off the clock there, but like you said, can't turn the ball over and give it up to a Norte Vista team that can chew up clock.
A 22-yard pass on 3rd down to Saldana, who's going to try the PAT. Swings the leg, and it's good, and it's 7-0. Abraham Saldana now 20 of 21 on PAT, so another look at it. Another look at the drive. There's Higgins bringing down Rodriguez. No easy task. And here's the big play on 3rd down, the pass from Bolender to Saldana. Now, little story behind that. King Butler, the main receiver for Novi, unavailable today. Here's the handoff to Henderson, trying to fool them with misdirection. Does not fool them. And here's the big play here on 3rd down. The run by Bolender doesn't get them a first down, but gets them inside the 5. And then the next play, Lane takes it in. King Butler not available either on offense or defense today. Saldana, starter on defense, having to step into his spot on offense, and he makes the nice play there on the 22-yard reception to set up the touchdown by Dreddy Lane.
Well, when passes are few and far between, and we say that jokingly, they've thrown the ball a lot more this year than they have in years past. Yeah. Ken Batdorf knows that if he's going to get that elusive CIF championship ring, they're going to have to be able to throw the football because, you get down at times, you got to be able to score quickly, and Bolender gives them that edge.
In the division where they're going to play, here's a little pooch kick, and the ball's loose, picked up by Ramona. That's Artiega making the recovery, and 1st and 10 for Ramona. They'll have relatively good field position from the 41-yard line. We always talk about it. If you're going to win playoff games, your quarterback's going to have to make a play.
It has to. I mean, he's just going to have to. And, you look at the past couple of CIF championships, for Ken Batdorf to be in the finals, that's the one play that they've lacked is that QB position. And Bolender's taken it under his wing this season, done a great job.
Line is the 42 for Ramona. Shiner in the slot looking for Sims, and he couldn't come up with it. Right in his hands, but he couldn't hold it. 2nd and 10. And we talked about Lorenzo Sims in the open. He's an Anaheim area kid. The family moved to the Ramona area, and he gives another weapon to Ken Mashinsky. Was the starting running back in the first game against North, but had him lining up in the slot there, Jeff. Trips to the near side for Ramona. Play action to Tolbert, the throw to the outside, incomplete. That was Henderson on the defense. Intended receiver Isaac Mata. 3rd down.
Yeah, just a couple drop passes here in this first series. But they're getting a lot of action defensively from Norte Vista. Those defensive ends, Iosefa, number 3 at the bottom of your screen on the end, is getting in pretty easily every time.
Shiner at the stick for Mata. First down into Norte Vista territory to the 47-yard line.
And Mata is that guy. Like I said, I saw him last year. He was the best freshman I saw anywhere, and he was playing freshman football. And I talked to Mashinsky about that. He said, hey, he's going to get the bulk of the carries. Might as well get better. And I'll tell you, he is that spark that Ramona could.
Tolbert in the middle. Bounces off the initial tackle, and then down he goes. Costello in there for Norte Vista, maybe to the line of scrimmage. Seven 0 Norte Vista, Battle of Unbeatens, River Valley League clash. Second down. Shiner with the pump. And now he'll run. Nice block down the field by Sims. Shiner still going. Shiner to the end zone. Touchdown to Ramona. 47-yard touchdown run, Cody Shiner. We talked about it in the open, Jeff, averaging 7 yards a pop. That was a couple yards more.
That was a whole lot more, and wow, way to read that play there, Shiner. Shiner had nothing. Looked at his progression, says, hey, I got the whole center of the field, and his big boys up front just gave him enough space to get outside and make that big play.
Great block, probably about the 40-yard line. Lorenzo Sims with a nice downfield block, opening up some space for Shiner, and he goes the rest of the way. Martinez for the PAT, and they blew the whistle beforehand.
Now, do you go for 2 here? Or do you take the...
I just think you kick the 7 right now. Unless you got to play, like maybe, these coaches always have a play. So they'll decline it and they'll take the PAT.
No, they're going to do a do-over. Old-fashioned do-over.
Well, yeah, I guess they blew the play dead. And Martinez, the PAT. Another look at the run by Shiner. And that's what they like about him. Shiner can run the football. We mentioned averaging 7 yards a carry. It's his 4th touchdown rushing on the year. Martinez now on the season is 26 of 29 for PATs. And he had a streak ended, and he has a new streak now. That was his 23rd straight PAT. There's Shiner to the pylon for the touchdown, and we're tied at 7. Good response by the Rams. They turn the ball over. The Braves convert it to a touchdown. They come right back and go down the field 58 yards in 3 plays.
That was impressive. Shiner outrunning Dreddy Lane.
McAllister to kick it away.
Home Alone kid? Is this Kevin McAllister?
Dreddy Lane back to receive the kickoff.
Oh, it's Kellen McAllister.
And Lee White, the freshman. McAllister booms it over Elaine's head. They'll come out to the touchback. So 1st and 10. That's where Norte Vista will start it off. 7 apiece. 4:37 to play. Doubleheader Friday. You got our game, and you got the one going on back where you work, back at Alvord District, Zach Earp Stadium. Hillcrest and Hemet Sunbelt League matchup.
Yeah, in fact, what is it? Hillcrest only has 1 loss.
4-1, 5-1 against 6-0.
6-0. So we have 1 loss between 4 teams tonight.
It's good to see the Bulldogs going.
The Hemet Bulldogs?
Yeah. Rivas split out to the far side. Here's White spinning up the middle. He'll drag tacklers over the 25, about the 28. About an 8-yard pickup on the play. Arteaga in on the tackle for Ramona along with Irvin Final. Second down coming up. Integrating Lee White into the offense.
Just a freshman.
Ken Batdorf never has, you look another look at it. Ken Batdorf always seems to have an extra running back in the back pocket somewhere. Second and short. Jaden Henderson in the far slot. Bolander throwing to Rodriguez. They'll have the first down. Arteaga with the tackle up around the 34-yard line. 6-yard pickup on the play. Good pitch and catch there.
We have an update. Hammett and Hillcrest. Hammett leading 14-7 with under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
So they're putting some points on the board there. Another look at the Bolander throw to Rodriguez. Man, hard to bring down. Good tackle by Aki Arteaga. First and 10, line is the 34. White loses the football. Final picks it up at about the 46-yard line. The turnover. Irvin Final. He's going to the house. Touchdown Ramona. The scoop and the score. 46 yards, but there's a flag on the play. So we'll wait to sort out the flag. Some energy in this crowd, Jeffrey.
Well, the turnovers. Wow.
And it looks like the Novi offense is staying out there. This could all come back. It's not. So Final with the 46-yard fumble recovery and the touchdown. 13-7 in favor of Ramona. You got to look at the Ramona sideline there.
He just picked it up off the dribble.
That's a pretty good gain too. That's the unfortunate thing. It was a pretty good gain for Lee White. And Lee White had 7 or 8 yards on that play. Jose Martinez. I know you love this. You love kickers. How about a lineman kicking?
He's not a lineman when he's kicking. He is a golden toe when he is kicking.
Another look at it.
No.
Is that Arteaga kind of upended him and dislodged the football, and picking it up was Final, who brings it the rest of the way.
Look at Final. He's looking around going, where is everybody? No, you don't ever take it off with one hand.
Bolander was the last man there. He had 4 blue shirts around him. Another look at the play.
And the helmet just got it.
Aki Arteaga has been very active on defense. The junior for Ramona, and then his buddy Final picks it up and takes it the rest of the way. Defense, that's the 8th takeaway for Ramona. So 1 turnover for each team. Both have resulted in touchdowns. 1 directly, 1 indirectly. And we'll do it all over again here. It's deja vu all over again. Here's Kellen McAllister kicking it off. The great Lawrence Peterborough. A lane from the 3. And gets up to the 20-yard line. Escorting him out of bounds is Eric Lopez, so about a 17-yard return, and that's where Novi will tee it up. 14-7 in favor of Ramona. Battle of unbeatens, the battle of the Kens here at Ramona High School. River Valley League matchup. The Braves have gone undefeated in league play 5 of the last 8 seasons.
That's not a bad clip.
Pretty good. Ken Batdorf's been pretty successful. But new kid in town is Ken Bashinsky. And you remember that old Eagles song, right?
No, which one?
The new kid in town.
Oh.
Gets the girl. Elaine around the right side. Maybe to the 22-yard line. Good recovery. Troy Long had his nose in there for Ramona. Also getting up from the bottom of the pile, Gavin McGowan. So a couple of yards for Dreddy Elaine. Fourth carry of the game for him. He's got 13 yards, including a touchdown. Dreddy came in averaging 8 yards a pop. Last week against Patriot, he had 66 yards on 15 carries. And we're talking to Ken Batdorf before the game. That was a bit of a slobber knocker last week against Patriot.
Hey, Patriot, Ken Batdorf was really impressed with their running back. Says he is the best in the county.
2nd and 8. Bollinger's going to call his own number. He'll twist down over the 25, at the 27-yard line. Mena in a tackle.
That was a good play there.
Arteaga and Barrios also there. So about 4 yards on the run. So 3rd down and 3 coming up. Thanks for joining us, by the way, Riverside TV. He's Jeff. I'm Gazal. He's in the Ramona Hall of Fame, by the way.
I am. Arlington and Valley View battling it out.
3rd down handoff, and there's Barrios. That's Costello, the fullback, and Barrios there to greet him. No gain, 4th down.
So Arlington down 7-0 in the first.
Valley View looking good.
Valley View coming out of nowhere. That league's going to be fun this year.
Fun belt, that's what I said. End of the first quarter at Zaccarup Stadium. Hemet 14, Hillcrest 7. That's our score here. Ramona on top of Norte Vista. Henderson in the near slot. Split out to the near side is Jordan Rivas for Norte Vista. 4th down, they're going for it. Bollinger hands it off, and I don't think so. Oh, no, he got it. He got it. Where the line judge is standing, that's Joseph Rogers. If that's where they're marking, that's a 1st down.
I thought Isaac Costello lost his head there for a minute.
Helmet came off. That distracted me a little bit, too. So Costello will surge forward for the 1st down.
Like Attack of the Clones. Mace Window taking care of Django Fett.
Speaking of our officiating crew, Charlie Chastain, our referee,
Hey.
Joe Fadden, the umpire, Danny Louie, head linesman, Blake Smith, the line judge, and the aforementioned Joseph Rogers.
Joe Rogers, 2 of my
One
dear
of your
friends.
buddies, yeah.
Yeah, both Charlie Chastain and Joe Rogers, 2 of my good friends. Good to see them. Had a chance to visit with Joe before the game.
Turn in the give to Elaine, and he runs right into Troy Long, and then pulled down from behind, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They do a nice job flying to the football. First quarter over, and it went by quick, 14-7. Ramona on top of Novi in the Battle of the Kens.
I'll tell you what, the Battle of the Kens. Ken leads 14-7. Mashinsky, the defensive stop and turnover. Both teams turned it over once in that first quarter, and both resulted in touchdowns.
We talked about the offense for both these teams. But, the defenses have both been playing well. The defense for Norte Vista, we talked about it. They've forced now 11 turnovers. The Rams defense allowing 18 points per game and 252 yards. They forced their 8th turnover. The Norte Vista defense only allowing 246 yards on the year, allowing a few more points. They've been in a lot of close games, though. We talked about that in the open. Both these teams have been in a lot of close games.
Yeah, the signature win, I say, for Ken Batdorf and the Braves has to be that Great Oak game on the road.
Right.
That's the packed house.
Great Oak's a great team, but to beat them on the road, that's what Ken Batdorf was saying. That's a big win for us. 2nd and 10 coming up.
And he was really impressed with the way Patriot played last week. He thought they did a great job.
Ball under the screen to Henderson, and they have it read pretty well. Henderson's going to get thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss. Troy Long was there. I think Mata was the first man there. Then it was Olawuyi was the first man there. they sniff that play out. Let's get another look at it. So there's Arteaga forcing it, and then Troy Long and Olawuyi show up. So the loss back to the 28-yard line. So it's a completion, but it's a 2-yard loss. So they do a nice job on Jaden Henderson. He's one of the playmakers. You're trying to get him the ball in space, and it's third down. Rivas to the near side, Henderson in the near slot. Bolander rolling, he's throwing. Looking up top for Henderson, and he's got him. A first down into Ramona territory. Steps out of bounds at about the 42, so a 30-yard pickup. They'll flip the field.
And there's that matchup between Jordan Daniel and Henderson.
And Daniel had gotten the best of it until that one. Nice job by Bolander using his feet on the bootleg. So Bolander booting just over the shoulder, wide open is Henderson. The matter of, is he going to catch it? He's going to stay in bounds, and he did both.
And at the end of one, North and Paloma Valley are tied at 7 apiece.
J-Dub. So here are the Braves in Rams territory. Tight set. Henderson takes the pitch, and maybe to the line of scrimmage. Good surge by the middle of the line for Ramona, although I think Henderson may have tripped over his own man. Luis Mena was in there for the Rams.
Watching Ramona, though, they're doing a great job of stopping the run here so far.
Big Antonio Cortez in the middle of that line. 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Another surge forward. And the Rams will hold. McGowan's getting up from the bottom of the pile. We talked about the big fella as well. Antonio Cortez, maybe 2 yards on the play.
And the one thing about this offense, it looks ugly, but all it needs is one breakdown defensively,
right?
And it's a score.
Well, and it pounds you. I mean, it's cumulative.
Yeah, I mean, you go in the third quarter here. We'll see if this Ramona team can hold up defensively here for a half. They have a shot.
The reverse. Henderson maybe to the line of scrimmage. Olawuyi will tackle him. He may lose a couple of yards, in fact, on the play.
Yeah, and that play was pretty much telegraphed. I think everybody in the stadium knew that was coming back for the reverse here.
When you do the misdirection stuff, defensive coordinator Gabe Guzman, they're watching this on film. He's saying, hey, know your assignment. Know your lane. Stay in your lane. So here comes the punt team on. This is Roman Price, another lineman punting. This is a defensive lineman punting. And the Rams will talk it over.
And Hammett starting to pull away from Hillcrest, 21-7 early on.
But, that's the way Hillcrest likes it, right? They like to rally back.
Yes, they do.
They got them right where they want them. 9:41 to play in the second quarter. It's 14-7 here in favor of Ramona. The punt team comes out for Norte Vista. So Ken Batdorf looking to play a little bit of field position here. You get a look at the Norte Vista huddle. There's not Ken Mashinsky, I think it's Danny Shiner there in the huddle for Ramona, along with the defensive coordinator, Gabe Gonzalez. Oh, we want to thank Ken Mashinsky. Comfy chairs in the press box, courtesy of Ken Mashinsky.
Oh, I thought you were joking when we came up here. They were such nice chairs. I felt like I was Captain Kirk flying on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Captain of the Enterprise. And they're all through, not just us. Obviously, they've equipped the entire press box with these new kind of office swivel chairs that Frank Bruno once sang about, if you're a fan of Nothing Painted Blue, Pomona-based band from the mid-'90s. Here's the punt coming from Price. Puts his foot into it. Back to receive is Daniel. Catch the ball at about the 9. Daniel past the first tackler, then he swims up to about the 15. He'll get up over the 15 to about the 17-yard line, so about an 8-yard return. The kick was about a 31-yard kick, and that's where Ramona will tee it up.
And a great defensive stance by Ramona.
They stop the Braves here, and John Rice brings this up all the time in the run, 12 straight wins for Ramona, that they haven't given some credit to the defense. And they've played really, really well. They've lost a bunch of their main guys from last year, but they've been able to replace them. Mena is back, Troy Long is back, and Barrios is back, but they've had to fill in some other spots with some newcomers. Jordan Daniel, a recovered guy, too. Tolbert with the carry, maybe up to the 19. Couple of yards for Sincere. So I learned a little bit about Sincere Tolbert. I read in a piece, it was an older piece written last year around the time of the state championship. Our friend Dennis Pope wrote it, that Sincere Tolbert, came for a couple of years when he was an infant, was in the foster system. Was adopted by his biological mother's cousin, who he calls his mom. She raised him. Second down. Shiner looking deep. Complete. No, he couldn't hold it. Incomplete. Trying to reel it in was the big guy, the converted basketball player, Troy Terrell, and the hit put on by Elaine.
Yeah,
another look at it.
He took a forearm shiver to the chest. Watch this, though. Nearly a great catch, but it just...
Freddie Elaine laying the lick. Incomplete.
Well,
third down.
We know Mush likes to go for it here.
Shiner rolling. Here comes Costello. And they're going to blow it dead. Finally, Shiner goes down, and good play defensively by Costello.
And I'm sure Shiner's getting up there and going, man, that kind of hurt. Costello, not a small guy. He's at like 250.
Especially when he's up to speed here.
And you're not, and Shiner's used to be able to get away from those guys. But that's an athletics 250-pounder coming at you.
So loss back to the 8-yard line. So a big loss on the play. Good thing he had a 47-yard run. He can absorb that. And here's Kellen McAllister. So good field position coming up for Novi. Andretti Elaine awaiting the kick at the 35. McAllister kicks it away from Elaine. It skips past him. It'll go into Norte Vista territory. So a good strategic kick, though, by McAllister. It'll roll dead at the 41-yard line.
And I think Ken Batdorf is telling Elaine, you got to grab that. I mean, it puts you in a field position. You got to just land on it.
47-yard kick, no return. How often do we talk about?
Every single week.
Catch the punt.
You got to catch the punt. I mean, it was, granted it was on the ground, but just jump on it. Jump on it.
I mean, think about it. If he catches it even at the 45,
15 extra yards.
He saves 14 yards. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great. We talked about it before. There's a great clip on YouTube of Bill Parcells talking about the value of catching the punt. How in a playoff game, the ability of them to catch the punt versus the other team saved them 100 yards field position. And in tight defensive games, that's big. Give to Dreddy.
One thing I did learn this week, and I did have an opportunity to talk to Ken Mashinsky and Ken Batdorf. Hey, we saw last week when Mount San Jacinto played RCC, we saw the quick kick by the quarterback. And I asked these guys, I said, hey, would you ever utilize that in a high school game? They said, yeah, but usually when we're that close, we try to go for it. I said, man, it was pretty impressive to see San Jacinto, and they were putting RCC pinning them back in their own end zone, but they still put up 76. So I guess it didn't matter that much.
Henderson on the turf, but he regains it. But maybe to the 40-yard line. Well, honestly, I used the wrong term. The quick kick is when you do it in third down. Right, usually when you're pinned in your own territory, the quarterback would do it because the other team's not expecting it. But that was just a quarterback punt.
Yeah, they did it 3 times.
3 times, yeah. On fourth down, yeah.
And it did pin RCC deep into their own territory. It was, it was kind of a controlled punt. But, man, how good is RCC? Back to their national championship ways. winning by 60.
76 points against a team that just beat Fullerton. Wow. All right, so Henderson in the near slot. Split out to the near side is Rivas. Third down. Here comes Mena. Bolander stepping up. He's looking all the way down the field, incomplete. Double coverage. Long on the coverage, along with Norton. James Norton and Troy Long, and it's fourth down.
When was the last time we've seen a Novi team throwing on third and long and going for the home run ball?
Bolander has thrown now 9 passes. He's completed 4.
That's 9 more than Ken Bettendorf threw 3 years ago.
Another look at it.
He's got a good arm. He really does. He's got a good awareness, good field vision. He worked really hard in the offseason.
Yeah, last summer too. That's what Ken was saying. That was what really kind of stepped it up. And here's the Price punt. Daniel, wait for it. It's going to let it bounce dead at the 25-yard line. So it's a 35-yard kick, no return, and 1st and 10 Ramona, and the defense holds yet again. Going back to our point about Coach John Rice, as we started working with him, and he's a defensive guy, and he's marveled at the defense Ramona plays, and obviously, especially going back to the Bo Bruins days, the focus is on the offense for the Rams, but they've they've put together a pretty good defense in the last 3-4 years when they've had those championship runs with Coach Mashinsky.
And it's due because they are so fundamentally sound. You can say all you want, but if you can make tackles and play smart football.
Complete to Long. Long, we saw him do a little run after the catch. Not as much as he did against Poly. He'll get up to about the 34-yard line, so about a 7-yard pickup all told.
But, defense, it's a lot of it's strategy, teaching guys how to play defense. You're not just going to go out there and say, I'm going to guard this guy man-to-man. There's rules, and I think Ramona does that better than anybody in the entire city, and they have since Ken Mashinsky has taken over here at Ramona.
I mean, fundamentals very important in every sport. But tackling, just one of the basic building blocks. Shiner option, gets it to Tolbert. Tolbert breaks the first tackle and finally ridden down. He'll have the first down up to the 45-yard line. Tackle on the play for Norte Vista made by Abel Chavez. And Coach Backdorf was telling us about Chavez. He had a good game last week against Patriot with 6 tackles. Good job selling it by Shiner.
But a hold on the Rams is going to bring him back.
So a 10-yard penalty on Ramona, marches it back. Back to the original line of scrimmage. 35-yard line, so it'll be a 2nd down and about 3. So Dylon Tolbert in the far slot. Amata split out to the near side. Troy Long split out to the far side for Ramona. Lorenzo Sims also in the formation. And nothing doing for Sincere Tolbert. Costello gets there to knock him down. But the guy down inside making the play was Sosa. Hugo Sosa kind of got down underneath and allowed Costello to clean it up. Loss of a yard. So Tolbert thus far, Jeff, 4 carries, he has 1 yard. So Norte Vista's done a nice job on Sincere Tolbert. 3rd down. Nearly intercepted. Dylon Tolbert was the intended receiver, and Abel Chavez right in the middle of the play, had it in his chest, couldn't quite reel it in. Incomplete. So Shiner 3 of 7 thus far through the air for 26 yards, and the punt team needs to come on for Ramon. Another look at it.
You'd be happy he dropped that ball. They're punting rather than playing catch-up.
1 turnover for each team, both converted into touchdowns. Elaine standing at the Norte Vista 40.
And Norte Vista telling Eddie, back up. You have to play off this punt.
McAllister, high kick, but a short kick. It'll bounce at the 40 and then trickle out of bounds right around the 30-yard line.
Great punt, though. Great height and great effort by Ramona to get down on, cover on a lane there.
37-yard kick, no return. 1st and 10 coming up for Norte Vista. They have 3:48 to play. It's 14-7. And we talked before the game. We kind of both thought it would be somewhat like this, bit of a defensive struggle.
We did.
Both these teams have played a lot of close games.
And you do think of these teams as being offensive teams, but defensively, they're against the way these two teams match up. It is a defensive struggle here.
I mean, Ramona comes in averaging 34 points per game. Norte Vista averaging 33, is under 33, I think 32.7. A lane in the backfield, and there's Troy Long. Let's see where they mark it. A loss on the play. You're going to mark it back to the 22, so a loss of 8 for Dreddy Lane. That was a backward pass, so it'll count as a lateral.
So do you think that both teams worried about their other team's running backs?
Yeah, they're both really focused in.
They got spies everywhere, and they're spying on the two guys they don't want to beat you.
Elaine has 5 yards on 8 carries. Tolbert has 1 yard on 4 carries. That's how it's going. And these are both guys, I know Sincere Tolbert averages about 8 yards a carry. And what is Dreddy Elaine average coming in? Yeah, 8 yards a carry. So they're both averaging 8 yards a pop. Neither of them have 8 yards for the game. Under 3 minutes to play. 2nd and 19 coming up. Here's the give to Elaine. Higgins going to drag him down after about a yard. Davion Higgins, they really like him on the defense for Ramona, Ken Batdorf and Ken Mashinsky, both very impressed with the young sophomore.
And we just went over it. That is fundamental. Grab it, don't let go. Let your buddy come and save you, but held Eddie. Or Dreddy, I should say. There's too many Dreddy Eddies and Freddies.
So officially they credit him with a 3-yard gain on the play. Still 3rd down and long. Rivas split out to the far side, far slot, Jaden Henderson. Watch the tight end, Rodriguez. He's lined up on the right side. Clock stops, timeout, Norte Vista with 2:04 to play here in the first half. Thanks for joining us. Doubleheader action today on Riverside TV. We've got this one in the River Valley League over on the other channel on the Sun Belt. Nick Rice and John Rice, the Rice Bowl. Hemet last checked, they were up 21-7 on Hillcrest.
And that's a surprise, but like I said, we've seen Hillcrest score in bunches.
Well, Hemet's really good. Hemet came in 6-0. That's a good team right there.
The problem is, no one wants to drive to Hemet and watch them.
Well, how about, did you see Travis Carter's tweet?
No.
So his JV team, it took him an hour and 40 minutes. They were playing yesterday. They got, stuck in traffic. They got an hour and 40 minutes. They're going to get back late. And he was like, hey, we got to think about this in terms of, players, quality, right? The quality of education. Thursday night, 2 hours each way for a JV game.
And the problem is, I don't want to go political here, but we used to end school at 2:30 in California. Now it's 3:30.
Yeah.
So it does impede on the classroom. So I do see Coach Travis Carter's point.
3rd down. Rodriguez in motion for Novi. Bollender rolling right side. Thrown over the middle. It's complete at midfield. That's Rivas still on his feet. Finally shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Alawuyi makes the tackle and they flip the field. 58-yard completion, catch and run, and there's going to be a flag after the play.
Roughing the passer is going to add to it. It's going to either be, is there 50? It's going to be half the distance? Oh, no. So it was roughing the passer.
Rivas caught the ball at about midfield, went all the way down, and looked at the 17-yard line. So actually, officially 59 yards, and then it'll go half the distance with the penalty. So the 9-yard line, 1st and goal, Norte Vista.
Wow, a rare mistake from Ramona to go after Bollender.
First and goal. Here's Elaine looking for the pylon. And then Artiega will upend him. Good fundamental tackle right at the 5. 4 yards on the play for Dreddy Elaine. So how about Jordan Rivas, Jeff, pushed into duty because King Butler unavailable and makes a big play here at the end of the first half.
I'll tell you what, Rivas, not a speedster, but got loose there. Looked like he was running in cement shoes.
So here comes the jumbo package, it looks like, for Novi. Costello and Iosefa are the split backs. They bought in the extra tight end as well, Andrew Delgado. Rodriguez resets with Iosefa. Here's the give to Costello, rumbling, driving, churning. Is he in? They're going to hold him up down at the 1.
Yeah, if you are a running back for Norte Vista, just run behind those big guys. They're opening space. Don't get ahead of them. Young fellas.
So mark it at the 2, 3rd and goal. Costello. Is he in? He's stopped. They're going to need to stop the clock. Clock continues to wind. It's going to be 4th and 1. Now Ken Batdorf will call timeout. So 4th down and goal from the 1 for Novi.
On about the foot line.
Look at that. Great shot. The nose of the football on the goal line. Decision time here for Ken Batdorf.
Well, you have the tush to push. There's a lot of tush there. There's a lot of bum. I wasn't allowed to say butt when I was a kid. I would get my mouth washed out with soap from the big Gorham. Have you ever had your mouth washed out with soap?
I have not.
It's terrible. I had it done one time as a kid because I did say butt, and we went to the bank over at Bank of America in Riverside, and I remember after my dad did it, he felt bad, so he said, "Hey, go to the bank with me." So we go to the bank, and I'm coughing up. I got soap in my mouth. He brought me a cup of water from the bank and said, and I was sitting in a car crying because he washed my mouth out, and he said, "I'm sorry I washed your mouth out with soap. I won't do it again." But my mouth is clean. He did. He brought me a cup of water, one of those Dixie cups you blow up and made bigger. Bar soap. I had to bite it. It's terrible. Oh, if this is a penalty against Novi, this could. Oh, timeout called?
4th and goal, and Ramona called a timeout before the ball was snapped. It's a little strategery here, gamesmanship from Ken Mashinsky, which I know you appreciate.
I love strategic moves.
I've heard stories about Jeff Gorham and his timeout strategy.
Oh, I was mean. I was thinking about this as a coach. I was talking to Batdorf. I think I could coach football. I'm going to take over a football program next year. So if you're looking at any schools in Riverside that want to give me, and because you can be my defensive coordinator.
I like offense. I'm
so
like
do
you.
I. So
like you.
Who do we hire as a defensive coordinator? We'll hire John Rice. We have a staff.
Chuck Chastain's available.
Yeah, Chuck would coach with us, but I want to run the offense. But I want if you're a quarterback,
I'll run the special teams.
You want to run special teams?
Yeah.
All right. So I will be the head coach.
All I'm going to do is teach him how to catch punts. That's all I'm going to do.
We'll get those machines that shoot. They're like softball, fast pitch machines.
And I want to take them on the baseball field, and we'll have Justin Johnson hit fly balls.
That would be.
And they're going to have to catch the ball without a glove. And then once they can do that, football's no problem.
I'm telling you, if you're a quarterback and you want to throw the ball every single time, come play for me next year, wherever I am.
4th and goal. Here's the give to Costello. He is in. Touchdown, Norte Vista. So a PAT away from tying it. Isaac Costello takes it the rest of the way. 70-yard drive for Novi.
Does Novi go for 2? We've seen Ken Batdorf. I bet he goes for 2. Does he? Nope.
No, Abraham Saldana out there. Remember, he almost got 2 once when was it a block kick or a bad snap? I think it was a bad snap, and he took it in for 2. Yeah,
he did.
Saldana was a wide receiver. He made a nice play earlier. Hold down, kick is up, and it is through, and it's 14 apiece. So Costello with the dive from 1 yard out, and it's 14 apiece. close to the end of the first half. 16.3 seconds left in the second quarter. Big play on the drive. That 59-yard connection between Bolander and Jordan Rivas. Elaine gets the ball inside the 5, and then here's the touchdown from Isaac Costello. I always think of Elvis Costello, of course.
I always think of Abbott.
And Lou Costello, yeah. There's a great clip on YouTube of, there's a movie made about Abbott and Costello, and Buddy Hackett plays Costello.
Buddy Hackett?
And it's his death scene. And the scene is that, Lou Costello is very sick in the hospital, and he asked for a milkshake. And as the story goes, he drank the milkshake, and then immediately died. And Buddy Hackett performs it. You can find that on YouTube. Type in Buddy Hackett Costello milkshake, and it's a great scene. A TV movie,
He was lactose intolerant. He was murdered. Have you ever had a late-night milkshake? Oh, it's terrible. It hurts. Oh, that's a light ball.
Squib kick and recovered by Adrian Alvarez for Ramona. Clock will stop with about 13 seconds left. I can't imagine they'll do much here.
Apparently, Yoshinoya, what's his name? Rabu. What's his name? The pitcher.
The Dodgers guy.
The Dodgers guy won.
It was 1-0.
Yoshinobu. Yoshinobu. Yamamoto.
2-0 final. Yamamoto outduels Yu Darvish.
5 shutout innings.
I know Kike hit one out.
Kike.
So Dodgers and the Mets in the NLCS. Fumble. Falling on it. It's not really a fumble. It's a bad snap. And that would have been disastrous, and Shiner could be hurt. He's a little slow to get up as the clock expires. Had they lost the ball, that might have been disastrous. And hopefully Cody Shiner is okay. 14 apiece. And we'll sort it all out. Ken Mashinsky coming out there for Ramona. 14 apiece at the half. And we'll bring you more football after this. Final thoughts, Jeff, before we send it away. Another look at the play.
It's just a great half of football. I mean, it was a fast-paced game. Both teams, made mistakes, capitalized off those mistakes. Let's see if.
That's what they're upset about.
Yeah, that's when you just got to tap them on the seat and say you're down.
So Shiner's still down. Hopefully they can sort that out. It won't be too serious. I mean, he's moving. I think it might have been wind knocked out of him in the middle of the body. Hopefully there's no head contact with the turf, that kind of stuff. Didn't look like it. 14 apiece, Norte Vista and Ramona. Battle of undefeated teams, the battle of the Kens here. Breast cancer awareness, you see the pink, the referees are employing pink penalty flags today, and a lot of pink on both sides of the field.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Shiner's a tough kid. I think he probably just got the wind knocked out of him. The ball was sitting right on his.
He's up, walking back towards the sideline.
Oh,
and of course, Tolbert takes exception, and then of course the lineman steps in and they're going to protect his guy. That's Ian Stevens, and now Charles Chastain trying to restore order. Well, 14 apiece, order restored. Shiner looks like he's okay walking back to the huddle, and we'll step out. 14 apiece here at the half. Battle of unbeatens in the River Valley League. We're back with more football on Riverside TV.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Hi, welcome to the Riverside Energy Resource Center. I'm Chuck Casey, the Utility Generation Manager. The Riverside Energy Resource Center consists of 4 large generators. They're 50 megawatts each. They're vital during summer peak periods and year-round when we need the power. Each year, we get special permission to take a preventive maintenance outage. We found a piece of metal missing from a rotating blade, which caused some subsequent damage, and it was prudent maintenance practices to repair that damage before we operated again. In the summer peak period, that can be very important. That power would have to be replaced with some other power, possibly external to the city or from a different source, likely sometimes not available at all. Doing this preventive maintenance paid off. We found the problem, we all worked together to get the unit removed, up to the repair facility, and back while power demands were low so they can run their air conditioners and charge their electric vehicles. The Riverside Energy Resource Center has become more and more important each year. As we add more homes and more air conditioning load, more commercial industrial properties, having this large power plant within the boundaries of our electric system allows us to start the plant up during those peak demands to help the customers and greatly increase Riverside Public Utilities' reliability.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest-performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's mural, and this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do, and actually I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the 4 directions speak, a new time is coming." So the 4 directions are represented by the image of the 4 grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the 4 grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we had before to what we are now.
Our elders, and them being, people that have given us love, that have protected us, have given us safe spaces. I would love for the community to feel that, because that was an intention that I really put into the work. I really wanted to give our indigenous people of the area, I wanted to give them some representation. I wanted to honor them. I wanted to uplift them. They're a reflection of my own ancestors. They're a reflection of my mother and my grandmothers. And I just hope that other people, especially indigenous people and people of color, see themselves in the art, and they feel seen and they feel honored.
Was the dedication ceremony for Mulroney Village, 10 transitional living cottages that will be available for those who have recently been homeless, that are either living in a shelter or a halfway home or something along those lines, that are ready for the next step, but maybe not exactly fully ready to be 100% independent yet.
Well, this is one piece and one of a myriad of solutions that we need to address homelessness in our city. So this housing will support some of the most vulnerable people on our streets. We need more of it and housing at all different levels of support. So we have to start somewhere, and this is a really awesome start.
The city has a dedicated case manager that will be providing the support for the residents here. And then we also partner with Riverside Housing Development Corporation, who will be the property manager. And they will be making sure that the property is well maintained and making sure everybody's adhering to their lease.
We're talking about people that will come in here probably with nothing. And so they have nothing to furnish with. So our agreement with the City Housing Authority is that we would work at furnishing these homes by leveraging Habitat's relationships with some of our local retailers. Habitat for Humanity's model is built around having volunteer work as the labor to keep the costs down for the project. Finally getting to this spot to where we are very close to having these residents move in.
It's just so beautiful. I think this has beautified the neighborhood in a way that we were expecting, but to see it come to life like this, it's just a great day.
Mulberry Village is a really important, I think, demonstration of the types of diverse housing that we need. We need emergency shelter for people who need to get into a bed at night. We need stable housing to help people get in and stay long term. But we also need what we call transitional housing, which is here. I think we're going to see this as a successful model that we will be able to replicate elsewhere. The public is eager to see this type of thing. Our community wants to see the suffering on our streets stop. And this is one way and a big way that we can help that.
The City of Riverside is pleased to announce a new innovative downtown parking program called Parking Your Way, designed to offer more convenient, accessible, and up to 90 minutes free parking in aggregate each day. Parking Your Way will utilize a web app where patrons can select 30 minutes of free parking in a metered on-street space and/or 60 minutes free in either a public parking lot or public parking garage. Patrons can conveniently pay and extend their parking needs as well through the web app. Parking Your Way will benefit the Riverside community by enhancing the downtown parking experience, leading to improved quality of life and encouraging patrons to frequent downtown establishments. The web app can be used to select free parking options, pay for parking, and extended parking sessions right from your smartphone. To illustrate how easy the web app is to use, let's demonstrate how a patron would pay for parking in downtown Riverside once they arrive to their parking destination. First, I locate a QR code in the area I'm parking at. I use the camera on my smartphone to scan the QR code. The QR code redirects my smartphone to a web page where I can then enter in my cell phone number. Once done, click Proceed. I'm now able to see the different dates and length of time options in that area. I choose to park my car for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I enter in my license plate number. Once completed, I then click Continue. The web app now leads me to a payment page where I enter my credit card information. When done, click Authorize Card. The parking session has now begun. I will receive a text message with the session info. I'm now able to see the parking session, the duration for which I have parked, and the payment that I have authorized for. If you frequent downtown Riverside, it may be best to download the web app and create an account so you don't have to enter all the information each time you park. Parking in downtown Riverside just became easier. This concludes the City of Riverside's parking web app demonstration. Thank you so much.
Are you getting ready for your next adventure? The City of Riverside has got you covered. Our passport acceptance facility is open and ready to help you with getting your U.S. passport. Located at 3025 Madison Street in the Public Utilities Customer Resource Center, we're available to assist you by appointment Monday through Friday. Booking your appointment is easy. Just head to www.riversideca.gov/cityclerk/passport to schedule. And don't forget to check back frequently for updates on appointment availability due to cancellations. We can't wait to help you get one step closer to your next travel destination. To apply for a U.S. passport, first check out our helpful checklist. Then head over to travel.state.gov, the official website of the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Consular Affairs. You'll find all the information you need, including the application forms and instructions, acceptable forms of identification, passport fees, and processing times. Don't forget to complete Form DS-11 before your appointment and bring evidence of U.S. citizenship, a government-issued photo ID, and a 2x2-inch passport photo, or have our friendly staff take one for you. If your passport has been lost or stolen and you are applying for a replacement, you must also fill out Form DS-64 and bring it with you to your appointment if you haven't already reported it missing online or by mail. If you're under 16, you'll need to appear with both parents or legal guardians, and if you're aged 16 to 17, you'll need to appear with at least one parent or legal guardian. If you already have a valid passport and are eligible for renewal, you can only do that by mail, but the Passport Acceptance Facility will be more than happy to review your application at no cost. To find out if you are eligible to renew and begin the process, please visit the U.S. Department of State's website. Once you've gathered all the necessary documents, head to our acceptance facility at your appointment time and pay the required fees. There are two separate payments required: the passport fee, payable by check or money order, to the Department of State, and processing fees, payable to the City of Riverside by cash, check, or money order. Look over our handy passport checklist for the list of fees, and remember to thoroughly review the confirmation email we send you before your appointment date. Keep in mind that the application process can take several weeks, so it's best to apply well in advance of your travel plans. For appointments and information, visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk/passport. Good luck and happy travels!
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Cleanup Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon,
14 apiece between the Rams and the Braves, the Battle of the Kens. Now, if you want a Battle of the Kens t-shirt, you can get them, I think, $20, right? Is that what we said that they told us?
Yes, $20 if you
reach out to myself or Jeff. We'll put you in touch. Or do you have an email you can give out, Jeff?
I have a merch pre-order, but I don't know how to, maybe, I don't know how you find out how you get that to. It's a Google Docs thing.
If there's an email on there, we'll give that out, and then they can figure it out.
Okay, here is the email I will give out. You can be in touch with her.
And then Jeff and I will both tweet it if you want it. They're great T-shirts, and we want to sell as many of them as possible.
All right, if you want a shirt, reach out to this, AMELIA, Amelia.Herring, HARING, at alfordschools.org. You'd like to have a Battle of the Ken shirt, it's pretty cool. And
you promote them on the pep rally, right? They'll put up the graphic and everything. I know people got their phones there between us and the Dodgers.
They're only $10.
Oh, 10? Oh, okay.
$10.
I thought it was 20, but
nope,
I'm wrong.
$10.
So why not?
Reach out and get a Battle of the Kens t-shirt.
Support cancer awareness. Ken Batdorf back to his side. Here's Ken Mashinsky walking over. You see him kind of underneath the graphic walking over to the Ramona side. Ramona is going to kick it off to Norte Vista to start the second half. Kellen McAllister out there already. 14 apiece. Scoring started 5:43 of the first quarter. 3-yard run by Eddie Elaine off a fumble recovery. And then a minute later, Cody Shiner, 47-yard jaunt to the end zone to make it 7-7. Then a turnover by Norte Vista. They fumble the ball away. Irvin Final brought it back 46 yards to make it 14-7. The last play for Norte Vista of the second quarter. 16 seconds left. Isaac Costello took it in from a yard out. The big play on that drive, though, a 58-yard completion from Seth Bolander to Jordan Rivas.
Well, Cody Shiner appears to be okay. I see him out there with a helmet on.
So McAllister will kick it off. Dreddy Elaine back deep along with Lee White. And they'll kick to White. Well, Elaine will take it. Over the 20. He'll be stopped there. Making the tackle for Ramona, Evan Herrera, and 1st and 10 for Norte Vista to start it here. They'll start at the 23-yard line. Seth Bolander in the first half completed 6 of 10 passes for 116 yards, also ran twice for 23 yards. Eddie Elaine, 10 carries, 14 yards, did have the touchdown. Isaac Costello, 5 carries, 9 yards. He had a touchdown as well for Norte Vista. 1st and 10, line is the 23. Rivas in motion. Toss to Elaine, trying to find space up the middle. Barrios has him from around the ankles. He'll traverse over the 25 to about the 26.
And we do have a couple of scores at the end of the half. Paloma Valley 14, North 7. Hammett 21-13 now. 8 minutes left in the third over Hillcrest. So Hillcrest climbing back into this one.
So line is the 27, 2nd and 6. Rivas split out to the far side. False start, 5 yards. Not a lot of penalties in the first half. The Braves were flagged once for 10 yards for holding. They were flagged a second time, but it was declined. 2 penalties against Ramona for 17 yards. So Joseph Rogers keeping it pretty clean. He's the back judge. He was talking to you before the game. Charlie Chastain, the referee today.
Yeah, the longest part of the game so far was halftime. They had the band out there. They had several dance crews.
Color guard. Don't forget the color guard.
And the color guard. I know you.
My niece is in the color guard now, so I have to stand up for the color guard. Not in this color guard. At her high school, she's in the color guard.
My mom was in the color guard here at Ramona High School.
And see, I didn't realize it's a whole social thing.
Of course it is.
Like their game day's a long game day. Longer than the players almost. 2nd down. Bolander looking to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Saldana. Jordan Daniels on the coverage. 3rd down.
And Bolander just got rid of that ball just a little too late.
Oh, good coverage.
Great coverage, but he was open on the initial route, and Jordan Daniel, though, had a magnificent game tonight defensively.
Man, magnificent season. Very good cover corner. You know, he learned from the likes of, Royce Mendoza had a big year last year on that championship run for Ramona, and Daniel kind of stepping in.
Didn't Royce Mendoza get a touchdown like every game?
I think three in a row or 4 in a row. 3rd and 10. I think he had 2 in one game. That throws the numbers off a little bit. Henderson in motion for Novi. Here's White up the middle. Breaks the first line, but then Davion Higgins, among others, there to bring him down. He's over the 26, maybe back to the 27. 4th down.
Who would have thought we'd have said that the passing game would keep Norte Vista in the game? Because running wise, they have not been their typical selves.
44 yards rushing in the first half. 116 yards passing. I think twice in 119, or 3 times now. 3 times in 119 games they've had more pass yards than rush yards. Here's Price with the punt. Daniel to receive. He'll catch the ball to 39. He gets outside. Return back to about the 32-yard line. 38-yard kick, 30-yard return. And a great return there by Jordan Daniel. Great field position for the Rams. Another look at it. Catch the punt, and you have some options.
And it goes right up the middle. Doesn't go outside. Doesn't waste any extra footing.
I think it was James Norton there with a pretty nice, not like a huge decleater block, but just enough resistance so that Daniel had a choice whether to go, and he made the right choice. No. We're having that conversation with Ken Batdorf before the game about some of the running backs. Hey, the holes are there. You got to find them.
Norton.
1st and 10 from the 32. Here's Sincere Tolbert up the middle, dancing to the outside. Tolbert to the pylon, to pay dirt. Touchdown, Ramona. 32-yard scamper for Sincere Tolbert. Up until then, Jeff, Tolbert had 1 more yard rushing than you and I. That's changed.
Wow. What a big, big play from the line of scrimmage.
Started with the punt return. And then Tolbert finding some space. And Martinez puts it through 21-7 Ramona. And I think the Rams got a little bit fired up at the end of that first half with the hit on Shiner. Here's the punt return. And we always talk about when you catch the punt, it's so much easier. Norton, you see there with a little bit of resistance and allows Daniel to get up. And then another block, a good kick-out block by the big fella right there. That was Angelo Murillo opening it up for Sincere Tolbert. 32-yard touchdown for the Rams.
And they're playing with confidence. And that's one thing, they kind of took their lumps last year. They were an at-large. And they have something to prove. And obviously, they worked hard in the offseason because they're playing toe-to-toe with one of the best lines, probably the best line that Ken Batdorf's ever had.
Yeah. Ken, when I talked to Ken Mashinsky earlier this year, he said, I was disappointed. We were probably, this is no disrespect to any other teams. We should have been 7-3 and not 5-5. And he said, I'll take one of those games. I'll take on myself. I did not do a good job coaching this team in that game late in the fourth quarter. I made some moves I shouldn't have made. But obviously it worked out in the end. And they're looking, they've really built a program at Ramona, Jeff. And I know you're an alum and you have a little more intimacy to it. Here's White coming from the goal line. Lee White, the freshman, cuts back up inside. He's got some space to go. One man to beat the kicker, and McAllister makes the tackle. 53-yard return for Lee White. Good field position for the Braves, and McAllister saves the touchdown.
And even threw a flex afterwards. Might be good he was wearing a long-sleeve shirt there, but he threw the flex. Big tackle. I love the kickers, especially Home Alone there, doing his thing.
Kicker making a tackle is your version of, a thick pick or a fat guy running with the football. Some AI there taking over.
What was that? I don't even know what that was. Cool.
1st and 10, line is the 45. Rivas coming in motion as we still watching the replay. Elaine right up the middle. Arteaga has him down around the feet, and he'll lunge forward to the 40-yard line. Aki Arteaga on the tackle. 12th carry for Elaine. He's got 22 yards. It was an old-fashioned River Valley League game there, Jeff.
Yes, it is. There's a little bit of smack talking going on both sides. We kind of saw that before the game started. Kind of expect that.
Rivas split out to the far side. Looks like Henderson is the setback. Here comes Rivas in motion. Henderson with the carry. He's going to tote it, not for very much. Second effort, he'll lunge forward. Barrios with the tackle, but he surges inside the 40. Gets up to the 38-yard line. 3-yard pickup for Jaden Henderson. Do we know if Tajon is playing anywhere?
Tajon was at Chafee. I think he's going to sit out of here and do a gray shirt. Those Henderson brothers, they are fun to watch.
3rd down. White is the setback. Rivas in motion. Lee White. Second effort, gets the first down. Pounds down to the 33-yard line. Somebody from the Rona grabbed the football, but he's going to be ruled down. Arteaga in on the tackle, along with Davion Higgins. Olawui also over there. Ball goes to the 32. 6-yard pickup for the freshman Lee White. He now has 4 carries for 19 yards, including that big kickoff return. Set up this drive. 1st and 10, Novi from the 32 of Ramona. Old-fashioned River Valley League slugfest. These teams I thought might feel a little lonely, right? No more Hillcrest, no more Arlington.
And the Hillcrest now down 28-12.
Rodriguez shuttles. Elaine with the toss. Luis Mena getting his nose over there, getting help from Barrios. Arteaga also over top, maybe a yard on the play. And they're really locked in on Elaine. 13th carry for Eddie Elaine, Jeff. He's got 23 yards.
Wow. Way below his average. What did you say, 8 yards per carry?
Came in 8 yards a pop. Yeah, both he and Sincere Tolbert. Old-fashioned Novi drive, just pounding the ball between the tackles.
Killing time.
Juan Vargas shuttles into the game for Norte Vista as Henderson leaves the field. Also split out to the far side, Jack Stafford. Now Elaine resets. Here comes Higgins in on the pressure. Up in the air, one-on-one coverage. It's going to be complete inside the 20. Rodriguez with the catch against Troy Long. That'll be enough for a first down.
He's just a football player, Gazal.
You got to say it like Cosell would say it. He is a football player.
Look at him go up. The big fella. Go up and get it.
That's an athlete. Jumping over Long, and there's an injury. There's a Norte Vista player. So I know you've discussed this with Ken Batdorf. Obviously, Rodriguez can play somewhere at a higher level. What's the prognosis?
Guys got to come out and watch him. And that happens, in high school. They come out a little, they come out later on, but he's got a great film on him.
He's kind of the opposite, right? And he's got all the measurables.
He's got great grades, too.
He's got good grades. You look at Giovanni Velasco is shaken up. He's walking off. Jennifer Mashinsky just came through the press box to say hello. Wearing pink, obviously, for the pink out game. So he's a guy he's got the size, and you can see he's an athlete.
Hey.
But he's not played in an offense where you can, where you've been able to display that for the first couple of years.
Yeah, and he's really not an offensive player. He really is just an athletic, big lineman who can move, and somebody's going to take a flyer on him because he.
Well, listen, I love our friend Scott Morris does the games at UC Davis.
Yes,
I love that the Davis coach now. He's got a couple inland kids up there this year. Great opportunity because they're D1, they're FCS, but they're D1 at a great academic school in a nice little college town. So they mark to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 for Novi. Here's the give to Costello, driving, churning, and he'll be turned back. They'll mark him up to the 15-yard line, so 3 yards on that game.
And a flag was thrown in here in the backfield, probably a hold. Let's see.
Sac State. I know some of the North kids were recruited by Sac State. False start.
And Sac State trying to get into the Pac-12.
At least trying to get in the FBS. Do that first.
But if you saw that the Sacramento Kings offered their arena to both their men's and women's basketball team, and they're building a new arena on campus.
Yeah. I think the more realistic thing there is the Mountain West, because the Mountain West needs schools. Ball moved back to the 23-yard line.
And I think eventually Cal Baptist goes into the WCC as the WAC commissioner left today abruptly.
Bolander to throw on first down. Bolander looking down the field. He's got Henderson. And Long, did he pick it off? He picked it off. Intercepted. Interception. A touchback for Ramona. Huge turnover for the Braves.
How many times have we called that young man's name out in the second half of games? Troy Long coming through once again.
Started as a sophomore, Jeff. 125 tackles last year. Kind of got his feet wet in the playoffs in 22. Ken Wyszynski always talks about he's a hard-nosed kid, very coachable, great football IQ. You saw it on display there. And good to see Cody Shiner back out. For Ramona was hurt at the end of the first half. Another look at the play there by Bolander. Henderson was the receiver in the vicinity. He had him. He fell down, though, is what it looked like. No, it was just Long made a play. Here's the give. Pounding up over the 30-yard line. About an 11-yard pickup on the play. That's Troy Long.
Doing it on both ends there, Gazal.
Long with a catch for 7 yards earlier, has the run there for 11 yards. And when I talked to Ken Mashinsky, they needed to readjust on the offensive line. They've tried some different people there, and they seem to have figured it out, and they really like their run game. Tolbert. Henderson brings him down at the 40. Be close to a first down. 9 yards there for Sincere Tolbert. Tackle Jaden Henderson.
And there's our guy, Ken Mashinsky. How many times have we seen him go out and try to, look, he's stretching the guys. How many times? Third time this year.
Cramp, and he's going to help out.
Oh, look at, see if
a great relationship between, Coach Mashinsky and all the local coaches. Here's the run by Tolbert, and Henderson kind of putting his shoulder down and pulling down Tolbert, and then comes up with a cramp and a little bit of a break. So they ended up getting some extra bars, barbells. And they had too many to kind of store here. So what did he do? Called Ken Batdorf, called Travis Carter, called Jerron Gill, called all the Riverside schools, said, do you guys need some? And shared the wealth. How about that?
Why didn't he call me?
Could have called you, I'm sure. I'm sure you're on the list. You're a Hall of Famer.
Come on, man. I have a stately Gorham Manor could use some weight equipment in my fine gym.
He was saying the same thing. They got some, I don't want to use a brand name, but the thirst quencher, the hydrating, the electrolyte drink. They ordered a bunch and they got extras were delivered. And they didn't have room to store them because they're only going to store a certain amount. And the delivery people said, well, we can't take them back. I mean, we didn't overcharge you. You paid for what you paid for. You got to keep them. And so he called around and, distributed to the other schools in Riverside.
And barbells?
The barbells, I think, were more significant because they, actually were needed.
But they gave away drinks, too?
Yeah.
And he didn't call me for that either?
Got to let him know. He gave you the nice comfy chair. From the 40, it's 2nd and 1. Here's Tolbert. Looks to have the first down. They mark it up to the 42-yard line. So move the sticks. But it just goes to show you, Coach Mashinsky's obviously very invested in Ramona, but he's invested in having a competitive environment. You said him and Coach Batdorf get along fairly well.
They do. They're
1st and 10. Line is the 42 of Ramona. Shiner to throw. Stepping up. Throwing down the field. Complete. That's Isaac Mata catching the ball at the 35-yard line. He's suplexed down there. Making the tackle, Julius House, and it's a first down. 13-yard pickup on the play. So second catch for Mata. He's got 24 yards through the air. Good out by Shiner. Gets the feet down. They need to get 1 foot down, and then House there gets some help as well from Fabian Rubalcava. 1st and 10 at the Norte Vista 45. Clock begins to move. We're near 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Dylon Tolbert in motion. They'll give the ball to Tolbert. Tolbert turning it up. Inside the 35, pulled down at the 34-yard line. It's about an 11-yard pickup on the play. Move the sticks. Dylon Tolbert, his second catch on the evening for 19 yards. House came over and made the tackle.
The House brought the house down.
Was it House? It's H-O-W-S-E. How? It could be House.
House.
1st and 10.
Then he brought the house down.
Sincere Tolbert tripped up. Oyosefa was there. Maybe down to the 32, 2 more yards for Sincere. So I read I mentioned the article by Dennis Pope that was last year during the playoffs. Initially, he was named Sincere. And we mentioned adoptive mother said, no. When he went to start his school, you're a Sincere. We're going to call you Sincere because you are.
Nice?
Because you are. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. That's very sincere.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Ramona driving with a 21-14 lead. Shiner throwing. Now he'll run it. Shiner's got the first down. He'll saunter out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So a 13-yard pickup for Shiner. So remember, Shiner had the 47-yard run. Then he had runs where he lost 12 and 19 yards.
Yes.
So he now has to kind of build up that yardage again. First down, Ramona.
I'm just glad he's okay because he did look like he took a shot there in the first half.
Jose Martinez with a nice block to set up that run. Martinez also the kicker for the Rams, the place kicker. Kellen McAllister handles the kickoff and punting duties. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Lorenzo Sims split out to the top of the screen. They'll give the ball to Tolbert, and down he goes. Costello there along with Fabian Rubalcaba, and a loss back to the 22 for Sincere Tolbert. 9th carry for Tolbert, 45 yards, as the clock continues to move for Ramona.
Yeah, Tolbert kind of got that in no man's land. Did you see that? And said, I don't know where to go. Surrounded.
Both these teams have played some close games, so if that holds, Norte Vista ain't done. Second down. Juggled and caught by Long, but at the 20-yard line. Wow. Coverage on the play, Abel Chavez for Norte Vista.
A great catch. It didn't get much, though, but watch this. Why do you keep an eye on that thing?
Yeah, second catch for Long. And they'll let the third quarter, looks like they're going to let it run out here. I don't know what the difference is between the play clock and the game clock. Am I going to go? Third down from the 20. First down is about the 11. Shiner looking. He'll run it. Shiner gets outside. He's got the first down. Is he in? Touchdown! A 20-yard touchdown run by Cody Shiner. His second trip to pay dirt. Touchdown, Ramona.
He is single-handedly winning this game for Ramona. That was just mental toughness, extra effort.
No ill effects of the hit at the end of the first half. Shiner right back into the Lions' den there for the touchdown.
Wow.
Martinez on to try the PAT. Martinez swings the leg, and it's 28-14 Rams. Another look at the drive.
Now watch. He's almost out. He says, nope. Watch this extra effort.
Goes right to the pylon with the ball. Saldana frustrated himself. Another angle. Costello had the pressure and then a bunch of green. Here was the guy. House is the guy he had to beat. He beats Howes and then goes to the pylon. What a run by Shiner. Now remember, wide receiver last year. So he kind of learned run after catch. Here's a little run after catch, except he's playing quarterback.
Arlington up 21-14 after 3.
Arlington leading?
Leading. Arlington is on top of Valley View.
That'd be a big win for Arlington.
21-14.
So end of the third quarter, it's 28-14 Ramona. Gazal and Jeff with you, your old buddies. Our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew on board as well.
Make sure you tune in tonight. We're going to have We're going to have
That's right. We're going to award the Ken Trophy. So you're going to leave us.
I'm going to leave at the couple minutes left, and I'm going to hand out the Battle of the Kens trophy that we're going to have on display on the Friday Night Pep Rally from now and until eternity. Until the next time these two teams play.
McAllister to kick it away. Plenty of football left, though. Here's a lane from the 5. Dreddy up to the 20. Arteaga meets him there. Daniel there. Barrios there. And a 15-yard return by Dreddy Lane. So the interception by Long converted into a touchdown. An 80-yard drive for Ramona, culminating in a 20-yard touchdown run by that man right there, Cody Shiner.
Where's his brother? You know, he's got a twin brother.
Long snapper.
They're not giving him enough love.
So my surprise team, Arlington, leading Valley View. I'm very happy about that.
That's a good one.
Kevin Argamosa.
I picked them last. Do you remember that?
I remember that. And I didn't know that you picked them last. I picked them as my surprise team that I watched, and you picked them last. I mean, people are going to think we planned it. 1st and 10 from the 20. Rivas. Here's the handoff to Dreddy Lane. Bounces it outside after the initial contact. Still on his feet. 30-yard line. Crosses over the 30. Then Luis Mena kind of escorts him out rather aggressively. About a 12-yard pickup. It will move the sticks. Dreddy Lane, another pickup. 1st down, Norte Vista.
And Dreddy just not able to get free tonight. Get any.
Well, that was a good run. That was about 12 yards.
But he is blazing fast. What is the road runner?
Not letting him get out. He kind of tried to get outside there, not letting him get outside. And that was the conversation we had with Ken Backdorf before the game. 1st and 10. Here's the toss to White trying to get outside. Luis Mena there, and then coming in from underneath to help out on the tackle. Mena up top, and then Irvin Finau down below. Maybe a yard on the play.
Left side of that defensive line for Ramona has been stellar all night. They've been able to get to that backfield.
Well, what we were talking about, so I was asking him about Patriot. And he said, you know, the way Patriot plays defense, you're not going to get outside on him. You got to learn to run. You know, there's going to be holes, but the holes are going to be inside. And he said that we were having a little bit of an issue with the issue wasn't with the holes being open, it was guys hitting the holes. 2nd and 11, loss of a yard on the play. Here's the toss back to White, and he'll get maybe back to the 32. Barrios getting up from the bottom of the pile for Ramona.
Ramona's defense has been stellar all night long. I mean, they have really put the clamps down on Norte Vista.
Scoop and soar for a touchdown. Big interception by Tri Long. Not just because Ramona was able to score, because you quell the drive in the red zone.
Yes.
3rd down and 10 from the 32. Rivas split out to the near side, near slot Jaden Henderson. White is the setback. Watch the left side tight end. That's Rodriguez. He leaks out. He's open. But they sniff it out. They ride him down at about the 30-yard line. That's Troy Long. So a completion, but no gain.
Fundamental football right there. Grab him around the waist. Don't let him go.
Long just riding him down, and the punt team comes on. That was the old line about Earl Campbell, right?
Thunder thighs. Couldn't bring him down.
Grab hold, hang on, wait for help.
Exactly.
Roman Price has been very good punting for Norte Vista. Jordan Daniel at the Ramona 33 awaiting the kick. Fourth and 8. Here's the punt. And whistles. Charles Chastain will tell us what's happening. That'll be a 5-yard mark-off against Novi. Just the 4th penalty on the Braves. They've only been penalized 25 yards. He'll mark it back to the 28, and they'll re-kick it. So now moving up to the 40 is Jordan Daniel. So I'm sure Rice, they're going to have him kick away from Daniel at a 30-yard return last time. Puts his foot into it, and yes, kicks it away from Daniel, and the ball's going to bounce and be picked up at about the 38-yard line. Daniel's moving up the field, up towards midfield. He'll be knocked out short of midfield. So a 32-yard kick, and the return up to about the 48, so about a 10-yard return, and that's where Ramona will start it off. 8:57 to play in this one. 1st and 10, Ramona. The Rams have really come alive here in the second half, Jeff.
And they're continuing to just play their style of game. They're not adhering to Norte Vista. They're just playing offensively. They're they're peppering 50-50 through the pass and the run. And they've really kind of just taken Norte Vista out of this game.
Shiner, pump fake. Shiner's got a man. He's got Mata. Mata down the field with a move. The block by Troy Long. Mata to the pylon. Touchdown, Ramona. 52-yard catch and run by Isaac Mata.
Wow.
Little Victor Cruz action there with Lorenzo Sims. Touchdown, Rams. The quick strike. And Ken Mashinsky, that part of the field, Jeff, he loves going up top.
Well, he went up top, but there was nobody. The defender for Norte Vista just stopped. Didn't even continue to run.
Shiner has run for 2 and thrown for 1. 2 by land, 1 by air. Here's Martinez. (35-14), Ramona. 21 unanswered points here in the second half. Great pump fake by Shiner, sold it, and he's all alone. Watch Long, the block on Dreddy Lane. Saldana coming over, trying to make the play, but it's too late. Pump fake.
That was just a very bad defensive breakdown. And a great offensive play by the Rams.
And look at Long. Long kind of directing traffic there, letting Mata know, hey, I got you. Just get outside. So 8:44 to play. Rams kicking it away. Kellen McAllister set up. Lee White back with Dreddy Lane.
And Hillcrest making a run on Hammett. 28-21, 3:45 left to go.
Here's the kick, and it's going to be a touchback. McAllister, he was out at halftime, and now some extracurricular activity gets going. A couple of guys huffing at each other a little bit. Hammett, another touchdown for Hammett. They now lead 35-21. And Ramona, who stepped in there? Yeah, it was, of course, Troy Long. Sims was getting into it along with Oscar Nicholas, and Troy Long stepped in and sent him back. He said, guys, we're up 14, we're up 21 points. We don't need that. First and 10 from the 20 for Norte Vista. Here's Rivas in motion. Turn and give to Dreddy Elaine. And Elaine runs headlong into Troy Long. Second down. So 2 yards on the play for Dreddy.
And you brought this up before the game. You said the defensive front from Ramona had to come to play. They came to play.
It's a great challenge, great matchup. This is one of the best offensive lines in the league. And if you can't, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Coaches go back and forth. 2nd and 8 in terms of motivation. We'll talk about it after the play. Elaine takes the handoff running right, and he's upended as he crosses over the 25-yard line. So Elaine gets up and is dropped right before the first down. So give him about 5 on the play. Third down coming up. In terms of motivation, the idea of if you're playing a good team that's kind of had your number, Novi has won 5 of the last 6, do I need to motivate you?
Exactly. I mean, and remember, all they want is they want that River Valley League championship after winning the state championship last year.
That's true. Bolander keeping it. Second effort, got it. Leaned forward over the 30, was stopped short, and then continued. Long had him underneath. He leaned forward, and he got the first down. So sticks move up on the run by Seth Bolander, and I like what I've seen from Bolander tonight, Jeff.
He's played hard. I mean, he has done everything he's supposed to do. Made a bad throw in the interception, but he's played well.
Efficient. 8 of 14.
Yes.
Did throw the pick, but he's completed 8 of 14 passes. First down. He'll keep it. Bolander still on his feet at midfield, and then down he goes at the 42-yard line of Ramona. So a 28-yard pickup by Bolander.
Yeah, he's been their best player tonight.
Getting back to the motivation question, I remember when I was working with Reggie Theus, he talked about basketball and why wouldn't you want to get 30 a night?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to motivate you. Dreddy Elaine doing a little block in there. How about that? Holding off Arteaga. Finau was the first one to Bolander, and they mark him down at the 42. Rivas to the near side, near slot Jaden Henderson. First and 10, line is the 42 of Ramona. White will take it, and Barrios will knock him down. 2-yard loss on the play. Angel Barrios. It moves, he goes.
Man.
And it was interesting because he was a starter last year, and when I talked to Ken Mashinsky before the year, he said, yeah, Angel's been great. We kind of, want to see if he steps up. 75 tackles later, I think he's a leading tackler on the defense. He has definitely stepped up. Loss back to the 44-yard line. Second down. Clock moving, 5.5 or so left here in the fourth quarter. It's been a good one, but Ramona is taking control here in the second half. Henderson split to the near side. Rivas in the near slot. Rodriguez, the tight end, on the right side. Bolander stepping up. And they're waiting for him. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and then he'll burrow forward for a couple of more. Barrios in on the tackle. So third down coming up. Bolander going to the sideline. Ken Batdorf calls the offense for Norte Vista. Gabe Guzman, the defensive coordinator for Ramona. He was on that 2017 team, Ken Mashinsky's first year. That team beat Novi 29-20. Remember, it was that weird year?
Yes.
5-way tie for first place in the River Valley. Third down and 10. White around the right side. He'll pound up inside the 35 at the 34. Clearly 4-down territory here.
I've been impressed with the young freshman.
Yeah. He and Dreddy are both back next year, so there'll be a nice 1-2 punch. But Ken Batdorf not thinking about next year. He's thinking about this year.
He's trying to get the win here with under 4 to go.
All right, at this point, we'll say goodbye to Jeff Gorham.
Yes, I'll be down. I'm going to go down.
He's got to go down. We have a post-game ceremony coming up, and third down. Now, if they tie it, though, you got to run back up here, Jeff.
I will. I promise.
Timeout on the field called by Norte Vista. Perfect pocket for Jeff Gorham to leave. And Ramona up on Novi here 35-14 in the Battle of the Kens. So here's interesting, and if you saw what we tweeted out before the game, CalPreps, which is the ratings that the CIF uses for their playoff divisions on calpreps.com. Anybody can access them. You can go look them up. River Valley League coming in, Norte Vista had played a better schedule than Ramona, but despite that, the Rams were ranked slightly ahead of Norte Vista. But however, despite that fact, they do their projections week to week. They had given the Braves a 57% win probability, and we're calling this a 30-28 game in favor of Norte Vista. Obviously, now that's not a prediction, right? That's a probability. So there was a 43% probability was significant for Ramona to win. For example, in Arlington's matchup with Valley View, I think it was something like 70-something, and I know the Hemet-Hillcrest probability, they gave Hemet a 60% win probability against Hillcrest. So it'll be interesting when it comes to coming up with the playoff divisions. 4th down. 4th and 3 coming up. Here we go. Here's the toss to White. Higgins had a hand on him, second effort. See where they mark it. It's going to be close. Looks like where the line judge is standing, looks like he's going to be short. So Blake Smith inside the 30 at the 34, and the offense is going to come out for Ramona. So 3:30 to play in this one. The stand by the Ramona defense. Ball over on downs to the Rams. So a 14-14 game in the half, and the Rams turned it up here in the second 24 minutes. Now, early, obviously, in the season, just the second league game of the year, but definitely puts the Rams in the driver's seat when it comes to the River Valley League Championship. The one caveat is they do finish their season against Patriot, who gave Novi all they could handle last week. The Braves hung on to that one. But Ramona's been impressive here in the second half. Big turnover, that drive where Troy Long picked off the pass by Bolander when Norte Vista was inside the red zone. Here's the give to Tolbert. Tolbert rolling up over midfield, leaning forward. Finally upended by Jaden Henderson. He'll go all the way to the 44-yard line of Norte Vista. So a 22-yard pickup there for Sincere Tolbert, and the sticks move up. Tolbert, his 10th carry on the evening. So he has 64 yards now on 10 carries. Which is a big deal in the first half. Tolbert was held to just 1 yard on 4 carries. Started the second half with a 32-yard touchdown run. They give it right back to Tolbert, and he'll bull down inside the 40 to the 39. That's 5 more yards for Sincere Tolbert. Keeps the clock moving. 2 timeouts left for Norte Vista. 3 timeouts left for Ramona. I doubt those will come into play, as the Rams just going to try to kill the clock. As the clock expires, we'll go down on the field to Jeff Gorham. So no sideline person tonight, so we're double dipping here, right? We have the doubleheader going on the other channel, or on our channel in another window is Hemet Hillcrest, the undefeated Bulldogs, taking on the 5-1 Trojans. Hemet up 35-27 in that one. Shiner going to keep it. He's got 2 touchdown runs on the game. Shiner, House finally brings him down inside the 30 at about the 25-yard line. So 14-yard pickup by Shiner. First down, sticks move up. And a pretty nice run there. Howes comes over before Saldana can get there, and what a game for Shiner. The run for 2 touchdowns, thrown for a 3rd. And his team is going to take possession of first place in the River Valley League. Big win for Ken Mashinsky and the Rams. Don't worry, Norte Vista will be back as Shiner takes a knee. They'll need to snap it one more time to extinguish this one. Now, obviously this is getting ahead of ourselves, but there's no loser in this game because obviously I think both these teams are going to the CIF playoffs. And when you look at the divisions, kind of what happened to Ramona last year, they barely made it in. They were an at-large team and ended up making that late run to the CIF championship in Division 11. Shiner kneels down, and that's going to be all. Ramona will go to 7-0 on the season. First loss for Novi. So both these teams had kind of walked the razor's edge, as we talked about in the open. But a 56-3 win last Thursday for Ramona over La Sierra, 35-14 here after about 9 more seconds against Norte Vista. So the Rams in control right now in the River Valley League. Norte Vista will drop to 6-1 as the final gun goes off, 35-14. We will await Jeff Gorham with Ken Mashinsky, the winning coach in this one. Remaining for Norte Vista, Rubidoux, La Sierra, Jurupa Valley. We're scheduled to have that Jurupa Valley game on Riverside TV. Gorham and myself will be on the call. And obviously no disrespect to either Rubidoux or La Sierra. Anything can happen, obviously, in those games. But you have to think, based on what we've seen, what we've witnessed, that Novi will probably win both of those games, and it'll come down to the Jurupa Valley game for second place in the River Valley League. Jeff Gorham making his way down to the field to talk with the winning coach, and we'll hold off until he gets down there. But Cody Shiner unofficially today, 6 for 10 through the air for 51 yards. And then he ran for 63 additional yards, including 2 touchdowns. So very well played game for the quarterback, who was kind of almost knocked out of the game at the end of the first half, but bounced back and came back. And do we have Jeff? Let's throw it down to the field to Jeff Gorham.
All right, we're here with the winning coach of the Ramona Rams and the first winner of the Battle of the Kens. Tonight they raised over $2,000 for breast cancer research. So congratulations. First of all, hold on to your trophy. Be very careful.
Thank you.
But great win, Coach. I know this means a lot for you. Beating the Norte Vista team who's come in. They've won, the last 5 out of the last 8 years. They've been undefeated in league. You guys won a CIF championship, a state championship. Your goal is to win that River Valley League outright, correct?
That is correct. But again, I know the old cliche is we just have to take it one game at a time, and we're going to prepare for Jurupa Valley. We're going to celebrate this one. The defense just did an outstanding job. Cody Shiner, used his legs, threw a great touchdown pass to Isaac Mata, and the Rams pulled out a big one.
Boy, Troy Long. Seems like every game we're doing something about Troy Long. How good has he been defensively and offensively? Obviously in the second half for you.
Yeah, Troy Long is the real deal. He not only plays great on defense, but offensively and special teams too. He is the MVP of our team, and he keeps doing it week in and week out, and we're going to keep asking for him to do it for 16 weeks.
Coach, you've got a good winning streak going. Congratulations. It's always nice being back at my alma mater. I did pick you guys to win. I did. And I said you guys have played the best football so far of anybody in the area. Congratulations. And maybe you can keep this. Now, I'm going to keep this on my desk, though. Don't move the arms because it'll break like you wouldn't believe. Congratulations, Coach, on a great win.
Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it. This guy's got hair, though, so I don't know if this is me or not.
Well, all I know is you look at your shirt. That is the best you've ever looked, Coach. Look at that. You look great.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Jeff.
All right. He's Ken Mashinsky. He's the first winner of the Battle of the Kens as they win tonight in River Valley League action, knocking off Norte Vista High School. Congratulations. Back up to you, Gazal.
All right, Jeff. Jeff, obviously the Ramona Hall of Famer. Ken Mashinsky will eventually be in. I think his team last year's team is already in, if I'm not mistaken, but the Rams with a 35-14 win over Norte Vista here. And, hey, great football game. Second half, Ramona controlled it, but in the first half, it was both teams were very, very locked in. A couple of turnovers, and based off a turnover, here's Dredia Lane taking it in to make it 7-0. And Shiner responds about a minute later, goes 47 yards to pay dirt for the touchdown. And here's Lee White. Now White coughs it up, and it's recovered by Fanal. Irvin Fanal is going to take this 46 yards, the scoop and score to the house for Ramona to make it 14-7. So 2 out of the first 3 touchdowns were based on turnovers that were converted into scores, and then a great drive at the end of the first half. Here's a big play, over-the-shoulder catch to Jaden Henderson. Another look at it. And then down the field the ball goes. This is Rivas' 58-yard completion inside the 20. And then finally Costello takes it in to make it 14-14 with 16 seconds left in the first half. Big punt return by Jordan Daniel after Norte Vista got the ball to start the second half. They stopped him, and then he took it to the 32-yard line. Sincere Tolbert said, let me do the rest. 32-yard touchdown run to make it 21-14 in favor of the Rams, and Ramona was off and running. Here we go, White bringing it out. He had a very good kickoff return here. Returns the ball into Ramona territory. Kellen McAllister makes the touchdown-saving tackle. And then this is the huge play that kind of spins the game. 21-14, the interception by Troy Long, the touchback out to the 20, and then Cody Shiner at the end of the drive. He goes the final 20 to make it 28-14 in favor of Ramona. And they tack on one more score, do the Rams, to make it 35-14. Here's the big strike to Isaac Mata, 52 yards, catch and run, just gets by Dredia Lane there. Nice block by Troy Long. 35-14 the final, and that's how we ended here at Ramona High School. Ramona 35, Norte Vista 14. For everybody, for Jeff Gorham and our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name is Ghazal Hassan. We'll talk to you next time. Congratulations to the Rams, the lucky 13 straight victory for Ramona. They're now 7-0 here in 2024. Until next week, so long, everybody.